A must-win game for Scotland if they have any chance of competing for the Six Nations title this weekend when they take on England at Twickenham. Can we see Gregor Townsend make a couple of changes to his squad? Obviously, there will be a couple of forced changes because of injuries from the previous game. What changes would you like to see being made in the Scotland squad? This is my predicted squad to take on England in the third round of Six Nations 2025. As always, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What changes would you make? Have I made enough changes? Do I need to make more changes? Do I know anything about Scotland rugby? I want to hear from the Scottish fans. What changes would you like to see? Who would you like to see in the squad? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Obviously, a big game coming up for Scotland. So important for them. Not only, yes, the Calcutta Cup, but if they have any chance of competing for the title this year, this is a must-win game. Everyone, bar Ireland, have lost one game or two. If you have a chance of competing and then hoping Ireland lose a game as well, you need to win. You need to win this game, and it's massive. England off the back of a good win over France, a huge win over France. Scotland off the back of a loss of Ireland. The break in between to help both squads out to rest up. Hopefully help a bit of injuries. But here's my predicted squad to take on England at Twickenham. Pierre Schoeman, Dave Cherry and Zander Fagerson up front. Grant Gilchrist and Johnny Gray in the locks. Back row of Matt Fagerson, Rory Darge and Jack Dempsey. Ben White and Finn Russell in the halves. Centres of Tom Jordan and Hugh Jones, and back three of Duan van der Merwe, Kyle Rowe and Blair Kinghorn. On the bench, I've got Ewan Ashman, Rory Sutherland, Will Hurd, Marshall Sykes, Gregor Brown, George Horn, Fergus Burke and Stafford McDowell. Good squad, still a good squad. Obviously a few guys out that we will get to. But what do you guys think? What changes would you make? Who needs to be in there? Who have I missed? Let me know in the comments. Let's get to some of the reasons why. So front row, Pierre Schoeman, Zander Fagerson and Dave Cherry. Dave Cherry's been almost a revelation in a way. How good has he been? Obviously, I think the story is he was injured for a long time. He had doubts about coming back to even play rugby again, professional rugby again, and he's worked his way back and he's playing outstanding rugby at international level. That in the first round, that little offload he gave for Ben White's try, good around the park, tough nugget, exactly how you want your hooker to be, and he's been fantastic. And then having that punch of Ewan Ashman coming off the bench has also been really good and worked well for Scotland. Front row, Pierre Schoeman, obviously Zander Fagerson. Zander Fagerson, outstanding, a front runner for that number 3 jersey for British and Irish Lions. He's really put his hand up this year, and for the past kind of 18 to 12 months, been really fantastic. Worked well on his scrummaging, but then also carrying the ball, making his defensive efforts really good like that. We know what you're getting from Pierre Schoeman. Loves to scrum, loves the physical stuff. I think can get a bit more involved with carrying the ball. Does enjoy carrying the ball, but doesn't seem to get the ball as often as I would like to see him get the ball. Get involved a little bit more, I think, but also fantastic scrummager and just loves it. Loves the physical stuff, and that's what you want from your front row. The locks. So here's kind of, I've got the locks. I've gone with Grant Gilchrist and Johnny Gray. Gregor Brown on the bench. Marshall Sykes on the bench. I'm not too clued up on the locking department with Scotland. Obviously, Cummins injured before the Six Nations started. Gilchrist has been fantastic for Scotland. Johnny Gray's come in and done a really good job. Gregor Brown has been strong off the bench. But is there someone else that I'm missing out here? Who else would you have in there? But these guys have been good. Gilchrist and Gray really, I think, did well disrupting Ireland's ball at line-out time. Obviously, big, tall guys, and get in there and really know how to disrupt in that regard. Good at getting their own ball as well, and that's what you want. Get around the park really well. That's also another thing you want. At least one of your locks has to be a really good ball carrier. The other one, you're looking to get high work rate in. And they mix and match between those two. Johnny Gray does get around the park as well. And I think the leadership he brings because of his experience, that's a massive, massive part and why you would pick him in your squad. When the going gets tough, he knows what to say. He knows to calm everyone down. I think that is a big reason why he's in there as well. Then my back row, Matt Fagerson, Rory Darge, and Jack Dempsey. So Rory Darge picks himself. Also gunning for that British and Irish Lions squad, banging on that door. He's been fantastic. Really so good at ruck time. When he gets his hands on the ball, very, very difficult to get him off there. High work rate and just love what he does. A proper lead by example type captain because he's obviously co-captain with Finn Russell. Then Matt Fagerson and Jack Dempsey are more your ball carriers. You're getting over that vantage line. Your lead from the front physically, guys. And those are the guys you want there. Jack Dempsey's been really good with ball in hand. I thought his carries off kickoffs have been fantastic. Just that first little bit of not getting tackled when you've got the ball, but making those extra 2, 3, 4 meters, biding time for your other players to come and help you in those rucks there. Very, very important in that regard. Then my 9 and 10, Ben White, Finn Russell. Finn Russell obviously got the HIA and then his doctor told him he passed the HIA, but doctor told him last week he can't go on. So there's a question mark there whether he's around the laws, whether he's good. I think he's a 12-day stand down, so I think he should be right to play again. If not, I would love to see Fergus Burke in there. Get him in there. He's in the squad. Get him in there. I've got him on the bench. And I've gone with a 5-3 split on the bench. They did a 6-2 split versus Ireland and got caught out horribly. 2 backline players going down in the first 20 minutes and that risk reward didn't pay off for them. So if Finn Russell's not fit, get Fergus Burke in there. Ben White picks himself. His box kicks have been unreal. Also vying for British and Irish Lions. I think he's number 2 spot behind Jamison Gibson Park, and he's been unreal. His support play, distribution as well, really, really good. Centres, I've gone with Tom Jordan, Hugh Jones. I think the distribution factor that Tom Jordan brings, his communication he brings with whoever his fly-off will be, whether it's Finn Russell or Fergus Burke, it's paramount. It's so, so important. Obviously you're losing a lot if you're comparing him to someone like Tui Pulotu. Tui Pulotu getting you over that vantage line easy with his eyes closed. Tom Jordan, a little bit smaller body, but he's got little footwork. And man, for someone he still gets involved. I'm not saying he's small at all, but obviously compared to Tui Pulotu, 2 different shape players. But man, he loves the physical stuff. Doesn't step back from tackles defensively, gets in front, shoulder in, loves it. And then Hugh Jones just riding on that form, man. It was a bit quiet in the Ireland game, but he'll definitely step up here. Loves the big games. And when the team needs him, he can break through and just change the momentum or score you a try when needed. And they'll definitely need that on the weekend. Then my back 3, Duan van der Merwe, Kyle Rowe, and Blair Kinghorn. Duan van der Merwe, fantastic. I love him. Regardless of what some people like to say that he's maybe a show pony or he's overrated, I think he's underrated. I really think he's a good winger. Fantastic finisher. Big lad, but can still dive in the corners and score those tries. Obviously, whenever he gets the ball, he's attracting 3 or 4 defenders. Kyle Rowe he's almost like a Darcy Graham-esque. Obviously, Darcy Graham, the big concussion in the last game, got stretchered off. He'll have extended period stand down. I'm guessing you don't want to rush those things too soon. So Kyle Rowe comes in there. And then Blair Kinghorn, stability at the back, knows when to inject himself. His communication from the back, really good. Got a big boot on him as well. And I'd like to see him more in second, third phase. Come into first receiver. Play those balls out the back. Take a bit of weight off Finn Russell. I feel like Finn Russell he's overplaying his hand a little bit. But that could be because he doesn't have Tuipulotu outside of him, where Tuipulotu would sometimes come in at first receiver, take the ball and get the boys on the front foot and then play from there. Blair Kinghorn, I'd love to see him come more into that first receiver and play from there. Then you've obviously got George Horn on the bench, Fergus Burke, and then Stafford McDougal can cover along there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do I know anything about Scottish rugby? Again, I don't think I know anything. I'd like to know, and I know a little bit, but I want to hear from the Scottish diehard fans. Let me know in the comments, what changes would you make? Who needs to be there that isn't there? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye.